guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Paige and this is my open book. In today's video, it's already time for the July TBR. Yes, it's crazy. I know I'm not the only one who says that. The year's flying by. Okay, if you have been around my channel, then you know that I have been kind of going back and forth about what I want my TBR videos to be. So I'm still kind of playing around with it. I'm still experimenting. Last month we did bingo, which was fun, I have to say. Be sure to watch my June wrap up, which will be the next video. I think, maybe. It's coming soon. So you can see how well I did. But for July, I wanted to do something a little bit different. Same, but different. I got this idea from Suana. I'll link her channel down below. I love watching her videos on YouTube. And she got these like TBR tarot cards. And I thought I should do a TBR using tarot cards. Now the ones she had are like specific to books. So like you draw a card and it tells you like, oh, read a book that's a fantasy, or oh, read a book that's this. But I thought that I could use actual tarot cards and draw a card to see like based on the vibe, like what kind of book it's telling me to read. You know what I mean? I've also got a couple of prompts we're gonna sprinkle in there just to make it more fun. And yeah, so grab a drink and grab a snack and let's get into this new idea. Okay, the cards I'm going to be using, I'm pretty sure these are from Barnes & Noble. My sibling-in-law bought them and they kind of left them at my house. So we kind of share them. But these are the Mystical Manga tarot cards. The art on them is really pretty, so I thought it'd be perfect for this video. I also have one with cats, so maybe if we keep up this idea, I'll use the cat tarot deck next month. We'll see how it goes. But the cards themselves are really pretty. So this is what the back looks like, and then just to give you an idea of what the art looks like, so beautiful and intricate. I love a good tarot card reading. I think they're fun. Why not combine two things I enjoy, reading and tarot? So we're just gonna shuffle these up. I have 12 prompts written down. I'm not gonna pick 12 books, but I think what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna start with the first few, and then based on what kind of books I have, we'll see like what other prompts I wanna pick. So just to give you an idea of the prompts that I have written down. So we're definitely gonna start with choosing something based on the setting, the protagonist, the author, the plot, and then a series. And then the other ones are like a romance, a fantasy, a mystery, thriller, whatever. So I feel like depending on how the first few go will determine, like if I haven't gotten very many romance, then I'll do a romance pull, or you know, if I already have a lot of romance, I may do a fantasy pull, whatever. I also have one for ebook and audiobook just in case I need one. But we're gonna start with the first few. Maybe I'll do 10 cards. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. Can you tell I'm just winging this? I don't have a plan. It's fine. We're gonna get through it together. So first we're gonna pick based on the setting. So this tarot card that I'm gonna pull is gonna try and guide me with what setting the book has to have. So that's gonna be our first pull, is based on the setting. This is the card that's on top. We got the Two of Wands, I believe, but it's reversed. That could be bad. All right, the Two of Wands. The world is your oyster. This seems like a good thing, but sometimes the burden of the choice is heavy. There are several things you want. Reversed means indecision. Clearly I'm indecisive, that's why I'm doing this video. A deal falls through, or lack of vision. I think I'm gonna go a little bit literal because this is for setting and it's saying the world is your oyster, right? So I feel like I'm gonna pick like a water, like ocean setting. So my first prompt is going to be an ocean setting. Plus, if you look at the card, I'll put it upright so you could see. You kind of have like that ocean, watery background. So that'll be my first prompt. I think we're going to pull all the cards first and then I'll go pick the books. Oh wait, I can't do that because then I won't know what the last prompts will be. This is what happens when you don't have a plan. I guess I'm gonna go find a book now with a water setting. BRB. I thought of an ebook option. I still need to read the second book in the Karina Halley. Oh my god, I don't remember what the second book is called, but the book that comes after A Ship of Bones and Teeth. I think it's like Ocean of Starlight or something like that. I could pick that. That's a good ebook option. Or this physical copy would also be good. This is called To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. And this is a standalone fantasy, I think. Don't quote me. Or maybe like just a duet. So I think the good thing about this is it's not like starting a new full-on series. But I know that the female main character is, yeah, Siren royalty, Princess Lyra. And with the hearts of 17 princes in her collection, she is revered across the sea, until a twist of fate forces her to kill one of her own. To punish her daughter, the Sea Queen transformed Lyra into the one thing sirens loathe most, a human. Robbed of her song, okay, so very like Little Mermaid inspired, clearly. Lyra has until the winter solstice to deliver Prince Elian's heart to the Sea Queen or remain a human forever. Ooh, okay. So this could definitely be a vibe. I'm kind of feeling this. I know the other one by Karina Halley. I think it's like Ocean of Sin and Starlight, I think is the title. That one I haven't picked up yet because I think it also has like vampires and like a priest in it. And I know technically one of the characters is a siren too, but that one doesn't give me as much of like the ocean setting as this one does. So I think I'm just gonna go with this one. Plus it's going, you know, it's working on my physical TBR, which is something I definitely need to get better at. So we're gonna go with To Kill a Kingdom by Alexandra Christo. This is fun. I'm excited about this so far. Okay, the next pull is going to be to inspire the protagonist. So let's shuffle the deck again. So this next pull is going to give me the vibes of the main character. Oh, this came out. So we're going to go with this. King of Swords. Okay, that seems very literal. I feel like a lot of these are going to give me like fantasy. But I'm going to try and challenge myself to pick other genres, I promise. All right, let's find King of Swords in our little guidebook here. Okay, King of Swords believes that it is his duty to serve the greater good by wielding logic, reason, and intelligence. He tries to make the best decisions he can based on the facts and past experience. He sometimes forgets to factor in emotions and sensitivity to others. He understands the power of words, and therefore he can be infuriatingly silent because he won't speak until he is sure of what he wants to say. Okay, so a quiet, intelligent, someone who cares about the greater good. Okay, I can definitely work with that. I can work with that. Okay, I think I found something that's gonna work, and it's not a fantasy. I'm gonna go with Coming in Hot by Josie Juniper. This is a new release I was kind of excited to have on my TBR anyway, so it might be a bit of a stretch, but I'm gonna make it work. This is a Formula One romance with a, I think he's like in charge of the, or he's like pretty high up in the F1 industry, and then she's a reporter. And he is an icy controlled hero, okay? And I remember him in the first book, and he's very like quiet, keeps to himself. But I mean, I feel like he still has like a heart of gold on the inside that's just like needs to be chiseled out, you know what I mean? And this King of Swords looks pretty icy to me. So, plus they kind of look alike. I see it. I see it for sure. So we're gonna go with Coming in Hot by Josie Juniper for my second pick. The next pull is going to inspire the author of our next book. All right, we've got the Five of Coins. Oh, there's like a girl crying. Okay, so maybe like an author who writes sad books. Kind of literal, but let's see what the guidebook says. Okay, Five of Coins. Experiencing financial trouble or physical trials is so hard. No one likes to be hungry or sick, especially in a culture that ties self-worth to income and good health to proper behavior. It's easy to feel like you brought things on yourself, which makes it even harder to ask for help. It's also a time when people lose faith in what normally sustains them. This is such a hard time for you, and it doesn't mean you are a bad person or a failure. Don't be hard on yourself. Ask for help and accept it with grace. It's okay to need a helping hand. Okay. I'm kind of... I could go in a couple directions here. Because if I go with the part about no one likes to be hungry or sick, especially in a culture that ties self-worth to income and good health to proper behavior, I could go with Emily McIntyre. She wrote the Never After series. I have Hooked. I have the physical copy of Hooked for sure. But I know that she is a cancer survivor. I believe I'm not sure if she's in remission right now. I don't actually follow her on Instagram, but I know that she is a cancer survivor. So I could go with her. Or another thing that I kind of think of with this too is with social media, there are so many authors being canceled right now. So for example, Chloe Walsh, Allie Hazelwood, Colleen Hoover. I'm not going to get into the drama, but I think what happens to these authors is terrible, especially when like they're all just doing their best. And it's hard when your career depends on social media and likes and follows and shares and all that kind of stuff. But I feel like Chloe Walsh and Colleen Hoover also write very emotional romances, so I think it would also work for that, because obviously like the literal images of someone crying. So I wonder if I should go with maybe Colleen Hoover or Chloe Walsh for this one. I know Chloe Walsh is specifically getting backlash for releasing 10, and I haven't started the series yet, so I would be picking Binding 13. Or if I went with Colleen Hoover, Slammed is probably the next one I want to read by her. So let's pull those out. Which I feel like Colleen Hoover is more so because of the movie drama, which has nothing to do with her, but still. I know that this one, Slammed, is, I think it's like a student-teacher romance. And then obviously The Boys of Tommen. I know that Chloe Walsh is getting a lot of backlash about the newest release because of the like dark things that happened to the main character, but it's from things that she experienced in real life, and people are like blaming her for sensationalizing these things. But I personally hate that people are giving her hate over it, because she's just trying to impart real emotion and real tragedy into her work, which I don't think is a bad thing, truly. Am I gonna do it? I've been scared to start this series because I know it's gonna wreck me. I know it's gonna wreck me, but at the same time I'm kind of here for it. Like, I'm kind of in that mood right now. I think I'm gonna go with Binding 13. But I want to support Chloe Walsh, so it's good. It's good. Okay, I'm kind of excited about this TBR so far. The tarot cards are on my side today. So now we're gonna pull a card that's going to inspire the plot of our next book. This is fun. I think I found my favorite way to do my TBR now, you guys. I might be speaking too soon. Hopefully I don't jinx myself, but it's going well. Ace of Swords. I couldn't tell if I picked that, I think it was reversed. Uh-oh. Okay, Ace of Swords. Here it is, flipped regularly. Oh my god, that's beautiful. Okay, let's see. Again, it gives me fantasy just because there's a sword on it, but I'm gonna try and challenge myself to not be so literal. Ace of Swords. Just as a sword is a double-sided weapon, it contains both gifts and warnings. This card means truth, clarity, communication, and justice. It is a bright idea that seems to come out of nowhere. It is the solution to a tricky problem. It is knowledge that makes everything become clear. The warning is to use this truth, this idea well, and wield it with love, because using it clumsily leads to cruelty. Reversed, however, means faulty logic, miscommunication, injustice, or indecision. Actually, I think our book club pick for July will be perfect for this prompt. So if you don't know, me and Katie from Katie Reads here on YouTube, we have a book club called the Thrilling Romance Book Club, where we alternate between thrillers and romances. And our July pick is a thriller, and we picked The Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. And this one I think fits the card, because the card talks about like the sword is a double-sided weapon. It brings both gifts and warnings. This card means truth, clarity, communication, and justice. It's a bright idea that seems to come out of nowhere. This would be perfect for it, because in this one, the female main character is trying to figure out what happened to her aunt. So in 1982, Viv wants to move to New York City, and she comes to this motel called Sundown Motel, and something isn't right, something haunting and scary, and she mysteriously disappeared. Well, now it cuts to 2017, and you have Carly, who is Viv's niece, and she's trying to uncover the mystery and find the truth of what happened to her aunt. But obviously it's going to be a bit of a double-sided sword, because she's kind of putting herself in danger while also trying to uncover the truth. So I think this will be perfect for this prompt. And our book club in July is going to be the last Thursday of the month. I should look up what day that is. Please hold. Oh, literally the last day of the month. July 31st is on a Thursday. So book club will be on my channel July 31st at 7 p.m. Eastern if you would like to join us in reading Sundown Motel by Simone St. James. The next card I'm gonna pull, because as you guys know, I'm trying to get through all the series I'm in the middle of, because it's a lot. So this next one is gonna tell me what series I need to make progress on, because so far I'm not making a progress on a series. I'm only starting new things, so we definitely need help in this category. We've got another reversed, the Star. Here it is upright so you could see. The Fool's commitments have been tested both internally and externally, and to tell the truth, he feels pretty battered and worn out. Luckily, he gets to visit the Star. This gentle card filled with cooling waters, the soft light of stars, and the sweet fragrance of lotus blossoms is a welcome respite. Allowing the waters to pour over him, the Fool is cleansed, healed, and refreshed. Among all the stars, he finds the one that is his true guide, his very own North Star that he can count on when he feels confused or lost. The lotus flowers soothe and inspire his spirit just when he needs it the most. Being completely renewed and strengthened, he is ready for the road ahead. Okay, so if it's reversed, you're supposed to ask yourself, am I hiding my light? Where can I find healing and refreshment that I need? Okay, so I feel like this is giving me comfort, right? Comfort, cozy. That's the vibe here. So let me look through the series in the middle of and see which one is going to give me that like cozy, comforting energy. This was a hard one, I'm not gonna lie. I have three options. I could go with A.L. Jackson's new release called At the Edge of Surrender, because she's like my favorite author, so that could give me comfort. But this one's like Motorcycle Club. It's kind of like gritty and like on the darker side, so I feel like it's hard to put that in this category. I don't know. Two physical books that I pulled. I also got This Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune. I need to read this one and One Golden Summer. Those give more like, you know, simple summer calming vibes, just like easy reads. Or I have Change of Heart by Bailey Hannah. I love the series. She's definitely a comfort author for me too. And this is a second chance romance, which is like what I need always. So I don't know. I feel like for now I'm gonna pick The Summer Will Be Different by Carly Fortune, because if I don't read this in July, like I'm probably gonna wait another year to read it. So I feel like it's now or never. So I'm gonna go ahead and put this in the TBR. It just feels right. Okay, let's see. I don't have an audiobook. I feel like I could go for another fantasy because I've got 5 books so far. Maybe this next pull, let's pull an audiobook because I haven't gotten one yet. Okay, we've got The Emperor. Okay. Families, businesses, organizations, and governments need structure in order to function. While archetypally the Empress provides the raw materials, the Emperor handles the harvesting, storing, and distribution of resources. He teaches the Fool about responsibilities and obligations and about serving something greater than himself, as well as how to succeed in life based on their culture. Control of resources can focus on service to others, greater good, wealth, status, survival. The Emperor's energy is vital with a lot of power. Great power comes great responsibility. I kind of want to pick a mafia romance for this. I have been reading the King's Trace series by Sour Miller, and it's definitely getting me like the mafia mood. So I feel like something like that could work. You know, because mafia is like this big organization, great power, great responsibility. I feel like I could go with Oaths and Omissions, which is going to be the next book I'm reading by Sour Miller. I kind of read her stuff out of order. I read Promises of Pomegranates and Vipers and Virtuosos already, not realizing there was like another series that I was supposed to read first, the King's Trace series. So I'm finishing King's Trace now, so then I'll be able to go back into the Monsters and Muses series, which the next book for me will be Oaths and Omissions. I don't know if it fits the prompt, but it works for me, and that's just fine. Okay, that was a tough one. Okay, now let's do one for fantasy, because I only have one fantasy on the TBR, and I want to add maybe one more. I think this will be number 7. I usually do 8, so I don't know what the last one is going to be. Maybe the last one will just be vibes. I don't know. For another fantasy pick, we have The King of Coins. Okay, coins usually has to do with like wealth and money. So I guess I'll pick one. Maybe like, I was about to say billionaire romance. Paige, this is supposed to be fantasy. Stay on topic. Okay, King of Coins, what do you say? The King of Coins is extremely practical and values end results, bottom lines, and quality. Although he has an appreciation for the finer things in life, he doesn't expect them to be handed to him. He can be generous, but he always considers which donations or gifts would have the most impact. His experience and skill are generally turned towards serving the greater good or a larger organization. Okay. Love of luxury. Okay. Okay, I actually have two books that are kind of similar. They're both inspired by Great Gatsby, which I feel like one of the major themes in Great Gatsby is like that opulence, that materialistic world, right? The haves and the have-nots kind of debate. So I have something on my Kindle that I just downloaded recently called The Prince of Prohibition by, let me see, I can't actually read the, Marilyn Marks. So this one is like Fae, but make it Great Gatsby. And then I also have Beautiful Villain by Rebecca Kenny. This is vampires, but make it Great Gatsby. And this one does say it takes place in the summer. And again, it's my physical TBR. So I think for the purpose of this video, I'm gonna pick this one, but don't be surprised if I end up reading Prince of Prohibition instead. But they both give Great Gatsby vibes, which I feel like talks about, you know, the same theme of that like wealth, materialistic, whatever you want to call it. So this is going to be number 7. Okay, so we've got an ebook, an audiobook, 5 physical books. Should we just pick one more? Because I usually pick 8 prompts when I use the TBR jar. Let's just do one more for funsies. This is just pure vibes. I like having an even number. Oh, this is pretty. I think this is the 4 of Wands. This looks like a wedding. First of all. Okay. Maybe I could pick a book that takes place at a wedding. But let's see what the guidebook says. This card indicates a formal or organized celebration or party. Something wonderful has happened and you and your friends have the chance to really acknowledge all the hard work you put. Okay, a wedding, birthday party, retirement party, graduation, or a political victory or a gallery opening. Okay. I'm just gonna go with a wedding setting because that's fun. Okay, I'm just gonna go with the obvious and we're gonna go with Where We End to Begin. This is a second chance romance where they get reunited at a wedding. They are also star-crossed lovers, and it says that she hasn't seen her high school boyfriend since she left Nigeria to attend college. It's 12 years later. Ooh, she works as a geneticist. That's a cool job. And she's engaged to somebody else. She goes back to Nigeria for her friend's wedding and she runs into her ex. The shy, awkward boy she loved as a teenager is now a sophisticated, confident man. Amazing. Amazing. Need I say more? There's the final book. Okay. Honestly, this is like the best TBR I've pulled in a really long time. I'm pumped. We've got plenty of romance, a couple fantasies, and then we've got an audiobook for Mafia, which always hits the spot. And then we've got my thriller ebook for book club. I think that's pretty solid. Thank you guys so much for joining me with this fun idea. Let me know if you like it. If you have any ideas for like ways that I can make this more fun or like mix it up, let me know in the comments down below. Give this video a like and be sure to subscribe so you can see how this goes. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.